I'm dreaming. I'm dreaming. Seems like I'm dreaming a long time. And I somehow imagine that there's some young woman off in some suburb somewhere. You know, this image that I have of the suburb. Bunch of houses. Ordinary, very ordinary place. Nothing special. I don't know who she is and what she's doing there. But somehow she's important to me for some reason or other in this dream. So, and I keep putting off going there. I have a feeling that she wants me to go there, but not yet. So I'm spending a lot of time, it seems like hours and hours in this dream, just hanging around and aware that she's out there somewhere. And somehow I have a feeling that she's part of some community of young people. She's a young person, involved in a community of young people. And yet somehow or other she has some interest in me going there. And I feel I'm an old person. So here we have a conflict of age. What am I doing involved with this woman? Okay? I don't know either. But somehow I see this image like it's a still movie, a still picture, just like you see on the screen there. Nothing's happening there. Just it's like an old Kodak movie or an old Kodak print or something. And there it is, way off in the distance there. In fact, there's a sense that it's a covered image. There's something blocking it. It's not a clear image. It's got like wax paper on top of it. And I gotta put some wax paper on this image now. Okay, I'll stop. Test. Test, 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 test. Okay, so I'm looking and I see this image and now it's covered with wax paper. Sort of. That's pretty good. I did a good job there. Covered with wax paper and feeling distance. The main theme I've been said at the beginning here, it seems like the main theme that I'm dealing with overall here is distance. Here I have distance from this community out there of young people, and I'm feeling an old person all here by myself. Well, that's mixed feelings about that. Nice to be off by myself, doing my thing. And somehow most of my life I had a sense that it wouldn't be nice if somehow I could be part of some community, but whenever I try and do that, well, it's always something that puts me back out here looking at the wax paper. Okay. I'm very happy to see how this is working here. I just got this image of the wax paper here in this computer program Logic, and it's just staying there even though the movie that it's from is already finished in the screen, but I'm happy the image is sitting there so I could keep working with it. Anyways, let's see what can I think of here. So we have this image of me here and them there. Well, I have associations now to another dream that I'll show you in a second, where there's this distant horizon, and again I'm back here looking at the distant horizon. And again, that's an idea of distance. And that's a recurring dream from a long time ago, and this is a brand new dream. So it seems like this theme here of distance. Me here and them there. Now that seems like a nice, pretty clear opposition dialogue that I could do between me here and them there, or me here and the horizon there. But since this is supposed to be something about Judaism, we're dealing with the Jewish content and material here. So let's see if I can relate it to some Jewish ideas. Well, first of all, as they say in Taoism, before you paint the branch, first become the branch. What does that have to do with this? Well, each of the sides here, I identify. If I do the dialogue, I identify with it. Nachman of Breslov says, find a Jew, but it actually, we don't have to be so chauvinistic. Anyone needs to find the idea, the inner idea in everything. And that's what we do when we identify with something. If I stay over here and talk to that image over there, that whatever it is over there, I'm identifying. And then if I go over and sit in the other chair, then I'm identifying with the other side, and I go back and forth until I get to some kind of a impasse, and that impasse gives us the idea of what they call in Kabbalah or in Jekyll philosophy, Tzimtzum, a void. We don't know. It's dialectical thinking. X minus X, we get to the voids at 0, and then if we keep working, have faith that something will come out of the void, so then we can discover a new idea. And this is it's such a powerful theme, this sort of thing. It's the basis of Aristotle, Plato, and the Kabbalah, and a lot of other systems. Any dialectical system. At the same time, it's let's apply it to Judaism. So we have the one side, for example, if I'm right now on the side looking at that wax paper, imagining that woman up over there. So I am the side of Chokhmah, the side of the idea, projecting an idea. I'm Adam projecting an Eve, building a Adam. God now is creating out of my rib and otherness, an Eve. And then I relate to that. If I now play the other side, I am this woman over here behind the wax paper. In this other, I am this woman over here in this community of young people. And you're an old fart over there. I don't know what I have to do with you, and you don't know what you have to do with me, but somehow we're in this dream together. Me and my friends, and you over there. Okay, so I, as a young woman, am projecting you over there. So I am Adam, and you are Eve, created out of my rib, created out of me. And the rib is a metaphor. Okay, so you get the point there. It's Chokhmah Binah, in other words, the right side of this tree of life, the Sephirot, creating the left side, and then the switching over, and each of us takes turns being the side of Adam projecting an Eve, or Chokhmah projecting a Binah, and we go back and forth until we get to the void. The void being the Keter, or the space where nobody knows nothing. And if we're smart enough to let ourselves not know anything for a while, then there's a possibility we can get a new idea. So that's this process that underlies Gestalt therapy, and it underlies all these religions, any dialectical system. But what's beautiful about Gestalt therapy process is we see it right in front of our nose happening. We don't have to imagine some concrete, like Hegel. You don't have to memorize learn all kinds of abstract terminology. It's very simple. You see it right here in front of your nose. Look, there's an image over there, okay? I'm over here. I project the image. I put the wax paper in the image, whatever I'm doing. That's Adam creating a world. And the world, same time, relates to Adam. So if I'm Eve now over here, I say, hey, Adam, you just projected this blurry image over here. You started off with a clear image, and now you blurred it all up. See that? You created a barrier between us. We fell from Adam from the fall. It was a fall. It started off with a clear image. We had a clear relationship. And now, you put this dumb wax paper between us, and you blurred me up. Now I guess I see you blurred up also. I can imagine seeing you blurred up. So we have a fall from, and you did it with your own need to distance yourself, perhaps. Okay, I'm Adam here. I'm Franklin. Yeah, I feel old and you're young, so I feel kind of maybe ashamed or, inadequate or something because I'm old and you're young. So I need to distance myself. I build up a wall. I create a wall. I see less. I want to see less. I want to hear less. I create distance. I wait and I don't show up. So I'm. That's the fall. I create a hole where there was clear vision. Now there's blurry vision. So I created a gap in my deficiency in my potential. I robbed myself of some pure ability to see clearly. So now I see the world as like through dark glasses or blurry image here. All right. So this is a very good example how the religion and the therapy are saying the same thing. The therapy here, whatever you want to call it therapy, let's call it a meditative process because we're staying in the now. This is something obvious and simple to look at. We don't have to get involved with all kinds of labels. We can get involved with labels. Call it Chokhmah, Bina, Keter, or we can go one level down and call it Chesed, Din, Dat, whatever you want to call it. Call it thesis, antithesis, synthesis. No end to the abstractions we can create, but look, it's so simple. It's so simple. We start off with a clear image. I have some need to distance myself, so I give into that. I start playing the distancing game, and I rob myself of potential, block the encounter, set up a imaginary safe situation. Maybe I learned it in childhood. Best to make. Let's put. I should put wax paper between me and the world. Get back here. Go into my own little trip, being a little child prodigy or something, and the hell with communicating with other people. Okay, my little model airplanes are more interesting than than that big playground out there. I don't like it out there. I get beat up. I'm not so good at the sports, but here, in my little world with my little model airplanes and boats, and what else do I make here? I can doodle. I can play music, all this stuff. So I make myself into an introvert. And how do I do it? I put wax paper there. So again, this is a fall. I want to settle into some safe habit, so to protect myself, and then I grow up that way, looking at the world through wax paper. All right. That's, I guess, on the positive side is that I have all this time, cut myself off, and then I have time to create all these videos and all this interesting stuff. And no normal person would sit here for a year and create videos, and would sit there for 10 years writing shows and all that. And most people wouldn't want to bother to do that. But I do it, and it's my way of finding meaning. But you see, a lot of it comes out of my need to put a wax paper between me and the world. Okay, so we did a little theology, we did a little Gestalt therapy. I'll stop here and just see if I like what I did here, and then if I like what I did, then you'll see it on the net.